Hey guys, it's Mr. Kram with your Wednesday play opportunity. Kindergartners are working right now on telling stories using the five-fingered method. I've drawn a hand here. I got a little bit too ambitious with the size, but it'll work. What this looks like is your child, telling you about their day using the five-finger method. So they're going to start with the setting, probably Powell, I assume, or their classroom. Move on to the characters. Focus on the main characters, their teacher, themselves, any friends, maybe Mr. Brower if he was involved. Moving to the beginning of their story, walking into school, getting to their classroom, maybe going to breakfast. Middle of their day, probably include maybe lunch and recess. And their end of the day, where they do some packing up, get on the bus and go home. Ideally, maybe they'll tell you about something they learned, a subject that they liked here, but you're probably going to hear about lunch and recess, and that's okay. What we're working on is really just getting kids to sort of sequence a story and know the parts in order. If they can do that about their whole day, have them bring it down to a smaller moment, recess or lunch. Have them take a smaller portion of their day, and if you did lunch, the setting for lunch being the cafeteria, the characters, who they sat next to, who they interacted with the most. Moving on to the beginning of lunch, walking in, middle of lunch doing the eating, and that end of lunch kind of cleaning up. And if they can do that to a small moment, that's really good. And if they want a challenge, I'd like to do sort of a fictional one. Any good fiction book has a problem to solve. And so what I'd like to do for this one is, they can tell you the settings. The setting for this fictional story will be Powell. The characters, that'll be up to them. But what we're going to do, instead of the beginning, is actually present a problem. And the problem I'd like you to give them is that Powell has been flooded with about 100 puppies. They're just going crazy, running all over the school, causing mischief, and the teachers have no idea what to do with it. So what they need to do is come up with a solution to that problem. Something creative, something safe, that's going to allow the rest of the kids to continue on with their learning for the day. And once they have the solution, we're going to present, just instead of the word end, a conclusion to the story. And that can be something as simple as everyone lived happily ever after, or it can be a little bit more detailed. Problem, puppies all over the school, how do they solve it? And if they could draw a picture of their solution and bring it to me so I can hang it up, that'd be really cool. So anyways, five-finger storytelling, have them start with their day, maybe move on to a smaller moment of their day, and if they can handle a fun challenge, present them with a problem of puppies all over the school, and let them walk you through that story using this method. If you have any questions about this, please let me know, and if you want something else to expand on this, I'd be happy to help. So have a good rest of your day. Take care.